Are you someone that wants to sit down at the piano and play anything that you feel? Well, in order to do that, we need foundational guidance in music. And yes, that includes scales. We don't like that, but I'm going to teach you in this video an easy trick you can use to play any major scale on the piano. So if you haven't seen my previous videos, I've taught you how to play notes on a keyboard, finding the notes on the keyboard, how to play a C major scale, and how to play chords in the key of C. But let's say you want to do that in other keys as well. Then this trick, using the whole step, half step rule, is going to be your best friend. I'm only going to take about 5 minutes of your time, so watch all the way to the end and be sure to give this video a thumbs up. So let's use the key of C because we already know it, and I'm going to apply this whole step, half step rule to make your life easier when it comes to playing scales on the piano. I'm just going to say it first and then explain it. You have your 1, which is your starting note. Then you have 2 whole steps and a half step, 3 whole steps and a half step. Now, in order to understand the whole step, half step rule, you do have to know what a whole step and a half step is. Briefly, a whole step involves 2 consecutive notes. A half step involves 1. So if we're on the piano and we're at C, a half step up from C is the consecutive black note right next to C, C sharp. That's a half step. A whole step from C is 2 consecutive notes. So we have 1, 2. D is a whole step up from C. That applies everywhere on the piano. A half step is 1 note, a whole step is 2 notes, and they are consecutive, including the black notes. So this whole step, half step rule breaks down as follows. Using the key of C, our C is 1. Then we have a whole step. A whole step from C is D. Remember, a whole step is 2 consecutive notes or 2 half steps. Think of it like a pie. 2 halves make a whole. Same thing with music. 2 half steps make a whole step. So C to D is a whole step. Then we have another whole step. D to E, that's our whole step. Now we have a half step. Remember, half step is 1 consecutive note. So from E, 1 note is F. So far we have C, D, E, F. That's 1 whole step, half step. And now we have 3 whole steps and a half step. So from F, we have a whole step up to G. G, a whole step from G, is A. A whole step up from A, is B. And then we have our last half step, which is 1 note, B to C. Now, if you did watch my previous videos, you know that this is the C major scale, and this whole step, half step rule checked out. You can use this for any scale that you want to learn. Let's apply it to one other scale and you'll be good to go. So let's say you don't know the key of G, but you want to figure out the notes in that scale. Well, if I think back to that video with Chris, he mentioned the whole step, half step rule. So start on G, that's your 1. That's your first note. Up a whole step, A. A, up a whole step, B. B, up a half step, C. C, up a whole step, D. D, up a whole step, E. E, up a whole step, F sharp. F sharp, up a half step, G. Now, if you're kind of confused on why it's F sharp and not F, don't worry. I will be teaching more on flats and sharps in a later video, but just know that this whole step, half step rule applies to any major scale, and this worked because G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G is the G major scale. So boom, look at you go, buddy boy.
That was legit.
You literally just learned a quick, easy trick that can be applied to any major scale. If you don't know the key, but you want to figure out the notes, you can play the scale using this trick. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to get more videos like this, as well as other videos like reaction videos, teaching videos, all things music, faith, and fun. That's what the Creative Crew is about, and I would love to have you be a part of that. So be sure to click that subscribe button, like the video if you got value out of it, and check out the description box below. That's it for this one, but I will see you soon.